Hey guys, Bunny of Ultra here, showing you my Feed the Beast Unleashed server that my friends and I occupy. Just kind of a quick little thing here to go over what we've done on Unleashed to see if we can get some comments. If you guys want to kind of give us a thumbs up or thumbs down based on what we've done, see if we can do stuff better, differently. Yeah, well, that looks cool. You don't want to do that, it causes lag, that kind of general stuff. Anyway, here's some overview real quick before I start my new Let's Play on one of the new 164 mod packs. I've done a little testing with the Direwolf pack. I just flew around a little bit in a test world on Monster, and I haven't checked out Magic Farm yet, but I have watched a little bit of a couple streams from Jaded Cat and whatnot, so I'm not really sure what to do. Probably going to stick with Monster just because it has a lot of variety in it, but I don't know. I may be tempted to stick with one of the others and wait until the Minecraft pack comes out and do that one, because that was my primary pack last year, but I kind of want to get into the new stuff now, so I'll probably just jump right ahead into Monster and do something there instead of waiting. Anyway, the seed start for our server here in a village. That's one of my wife's requests. She plays on the server. She always says, hey, find a seed with a village in it. So that's what I did, and here we are. Our first day, when our friends and I log on, we protect the village and plant lots of torches down, put a big old border around, and then we start our thing. We punch wood for that, and that's what we start with. Anyway, what my wife has been working on, along with one of her friends, is the bees. They went out into the world, gathered a bunch of beehives, and started going crazy with that. They got a bunch of apiaries here, and they started lining up all the different flowers that they got from the bee stuff. I don't know. I really haven't done much with the bee stuff. I've made a couple just for my purposes, but I really haven't delve too much into that. I made this structure for them, just a giant honeycomb, so that they could store their bee machines and tanks of honey and seed oil and bean A and other kind of stuff, and a farm just for sticks and whatnot. And then on top of each of these platforms was supposed to be alvearies, but by the time the 164 packs out, we kind of back up here. We started Unleashed only about maybe mid-October, something like that, maybe in the beginning of November. I kind of wanted to get something going. We were playing on the 1.7 vanilla series on a server, but then my wife really wanted to do the bee thing again after she was watching me watch some Hermitcraft Feed the Beast videos, so she was kind of missing the bees. And then we played on a friend's Tekkit server for a little bit, and we're like, hey, why play Tekkit when we can play Feed the Beast? So that's why we moved over here kind of late, and we've just been doing some things since then. So we got the alvearies here. I got them plugged into my applied energistic system, so they can feed frames right into these things and produce that stuff. The industrial bees and the imperial bees that my wife made are crazy. In about a day's time, I had probably like 2,000 combs and just a crazy amount of stuff, to more than we would ever need. And just I think it was just overnight, really, not even a day's time. It was just overnight. This was a forestry farm with Darkcraft. I used this to power our things initially, but I haven't used it since, because I'm powering everything by Steam now. So this is it's on, it's going, but I'm not using it for anything. I think I have a level emitter on here to stop when there's so many logs in the system, so that's why there's kind of nothing there doing. Down here I have a soul shard, wither skeleton farm behind that little wall. I haven't prettied it up because I didn't really feel like it. Those just use the conveyor belts, drop in their chest, feed in the AE system, boom, boom. All the bones get shifted into a pulverizer to make mobile, and they go into these bioreactors, which are very, very cool. If you guys haven't used these at all in your Feed the Beast series with MFR on the MFR mod, Mind Factory Reloaded mod, I highly suggest it as a power source. The bioreactors themselves don't require any power. You just put bone meal in it, and boom, they generate biofuel, and they can feed into a big tank. Right now, I have them all going into this big tank, which is completely full and never goes down, pretty much. Oh, farm's actually going. But that's going to be noisy, so let's get out of here. This was my engine setup for the forest trees, which is just kind of off. It was handy for a while, but yeah, steam is just so much better. Anyway, what you probably saw over here was a big Thaumcraft pyramid. Actually, I will stay right here so I don't have to go inside. Oh, damn it, it loaded. This is the last thing I built on the server. It was for my wife, just a Thaumcraft. I was going to build a tower, but I really couldn't get a tower design I liked, so I saw this, I got an idea to build a pyramid. Did a little Google search on Minecraft pyramid and found this little design and thought, oh, I'll build that. Basically just to use up a lot of the resources that I'd gathered, a bunch of quarried stone and abyssal stone and whatnot. Anyway, so this is just a couple little platforms with some Thaumcraft stuff. Haven't actually, my wife hasn't actually even started Thaumcraft yet. I did a little tinkering around with it just to get, like, I think the enchanted cloth and just these little flames. These little flames I love. I think they're really, really cool. I think one of the things I'll do on my new server is start Thaumcraft just to get those little flames right away and then leave it alone for a little while. I like those as a light source really much. Along with, it's really one of the cooler light sources, I think. I'm not sure how much light they provide, but I really like them as a light source. Aside from those things, we got, not loading, little melon farm here, pumpkin farm for seeds. I got a couple more harvesters over here from MFR, little cotton farm, jungle wood farm to provide all the wood and string for the frames and whatnot. Those all feed into the ME system, which is inside this building. This building design is inspired by BWO from the Minecraft server, from his Spawn Town Feed the Beast build last year, or rather this year, earlier on in the year. He built something similar to this in his Spawn Town before they really moved operations out to their steampunk tower. I tried to build a steampunk tower in the last Feed the Beast server I did, and it was okay, but it just didn't look right. I just not anywhere close to B-Dub's building skill. I mean, I can build some stuff, but just some of his design. Some people have it, some people don't. Yeah, that's the way it is. There's some people that just build a 9x9. Direwolf, admittedly, that's his classic style. I'm kind of in the same mold, although I don't like to use cobblestone unless I'm building like a vanilla castle, maybe, kind of like akin to Arcus. He's crazy, but he's really awesome. Anyway, this is the interior of the house. Bibliocraft, which is really cool. I like some of the more decorative stuff. It kind of lends itself to having a little bit more of a building instead of just having like, oh yeah, I got this building, but there's nothing inside of it, and I got machines and whatnot. But yeah, this kind of designs it up and makes it pretty, or I don't know, feng shui does something to it. I don't know. A little bit different way to organize stuff instead of just having books in a chest or whatnot. But ever since these little guys were put in, I really like this. It's just kind of a fun way to display your stuff. Same thing with the armor stands and the display racks and stuff like that. Stuff for various people on the server. Over here is the machine area, which I designed all this kind of stuff and just put stuff here. All the regular IC2 machines with the dedicated MFSU under each of them to kind of as a storage power and as kind of a buffer power to go into each of them. Every single machine is hooked up into the AE system, so I can just automatically craft stuff and it'll send stuff to the machine. So if I want to build, I don't know, advanced machine block, I'll just tell it to craft it, and all the appropriate recipes are down here in this ugly room into this molecular assembler chamber, where I have not many recipes in here, but just enough to kind of build the stuff that I was doing at the time. So obviously your ME stuff, your circuits, and your pistons and energy cells and stuff that kind of a pain. You make a lot of, but you don't feel like crafting it all the time. This just kind of automates all that, which is really cool. This jumbled mess of wires and whatnot, bunch of deep storage unit for cobble and dirt and all that kind of crap. More jumbled wires for the redstone energy cells underneath the thermal expansion machines. The AE system going into that stuff over there, filter down into these kind of things. This is the centrifuge for the combs that I was getting out of the alveary to send that kind of stuff into the other stuff that I got over in the honeycomb. And another ender chest for, I forget what is in there. Anyway, and then a pattern thing for melons. This is one thing I wouldn't mind getting in advance of. I have that melon farm. I'll show you another melon farm where I'm getting watermelon and whatnot, but I couldn't find an easy way to directly turn that into seeds. I was trying something I thought I could use this for. Maybe I can now, but I just couldn't find a way to directly craft the melon slices into seeds directly. Maybe I'm just not doing something right, but I just found out I could just use this little thing, and I got a packet in here to turn melon slices into seeds, and those go here and whatnot in the system. So there's probably a lot better way to do this, but it worked for the time, and we didn't really need the seed oil after that, so I really didn't bother about changing it. Maybe I'll look into it more if we do more bee stuff in the new server. Anyway, you're probably all familiar with those machines, like I said. The Darkcraft stuff, the lasers for the assembly table, and then this inventory system. In previous servers, I like to use barrels and whatnot, and I kind of like the barrels because you kind of got like a visual, like right up front. You knew what you had. I think in my last server, I had an insane amount of barrels for like your blocks for netherrack and diamonds and iron and all that kind of stuff. I had all automated stuff too, but then after it was automated and processed, it went into the barrel storage system, and I had pipes and everything routed into everything, so everything was neatly stored. But I had no way to get it out unless I went up to the barrel, of course, and clicked on it. So in that respect, it was kind of not really handy. So if I needed to craft, like say an ultimate solar panel, I needed to go around, collecting enough resources and then craft it myself. With the ME system, I can have all the resources. I just go here and I go up to my, solar. I can just go here and I can go, oh hey, well just craft me one. I don't know if I have everything in here to do it. Maybe I do. Oh, looks like it's going to town. So maybe I do have enough in here to craft it. But like I said, all I got to do is say craft one instead of putting everything in manually. This thing, as long as you put in there's a little bit of background stuff you got to do. You got to put in the machines. You got to power all the machines and do that. So yeah, you got to do that, but it does become handy when you're crafting a lot of them. Looks like I won't be able to craft them because I'm missing that. I really don't care. So in that regard, there's a little bit of background work to get this stuff going, but in the end, once you've got stuff up and going, and you're established, this thing's really hard to beat for an inventory system. I got item tesseract for my quarries here, so my quarry system to go into that. Tinker's Construct, which I just recently got into, which was really cool. I plan on starting off with that in my new server because I really kind of like that, especially since StarCraft's not in the Might Feed the Beast monster, which I'm not really surprised by or disappointed even, because in the end, the Darkcraft tools, while nice and handy early on, you really don't need to change out anything else once you got your picks and whatnot. I mean, this is the same pick I've had for a month. It's never broken. I've never replaced it. Never lost it. Or, because I guess if I died, I would have lost it, but I've never lost it. Same thing with the shovels, axes. I got a lumber axe too with the force log, which is crazy. This thing, and then of course the force armor over there. Once you get that stuff, you really don't need anything else unless you just happen to die and lose it, because it never breaks, especially with repair on it. So it's kind of OP. I hear they changed that, so that's probably a good thing. But again, I think Tinker's Construct tools is a better concept and a lot cooler to construct stuff using that way instead of the force stuff. I mean, force stuff is kind of neat, but it can probably good on its own in a different, maybe like a magical pack, maybe in a different concept, maybe, but not so much in a tech pack, I think. Anyway, here is the power room. that I kind of designed. You can kind of ignore all these farms here. I was going to use these to increase the efficiency of my bioreactors, but I really didn't end up needing it. So these are just kind of sitting here doing nothing. Except for these are producing. I ended up using these for seeds. It's kind of an extra seed producer, I guess. Here are my steam boilers. I definitely intend on using these in the future unless these have been nerfed. I'm not sure how overpowered these are or underpowered, whatnot. I doubt they're underpowered, considering I was powering, or am powering all my machines up there with overclockers in them, with 12 overclockers, and I powered quarries and just everything with these things. All my machines are powered with these things, and they're just not being touched for steam at all. So I doubt they're underpowered, maybe even a little bit overpowered, but again, maybe 164 is, I pretty much guarantee things have changed. I know things have changed with thermal expansion, and I've seen some of the stuff with the dynamos, and it's kind of cool. I like the changes, so I'm really excited to get started on the new monster server. Let me know what you guys think about this design. I got some hidden lights behind the little red panels. This is the bloodstone, which I thought would be a neat color to go along with the quarried white. I usually like to do like black and white designs or little, real subtle colors, nothing dramatic or anything like that. Nothing really like no pinks or blues or yellows or red, nothing pastel, I guess. Generally like solid colors and whatnot to go in, more contrast stuff. I like that. Anyway, that's the end of that area, and that's probably pretty much it. I kind of, there's a couple other areas I could probably warp to and show you, but they're pretty much general. My quarry area and a few other hot spots around. I've enabled waypoints, on the server, just, to allow people an easier way to get around. It wasn't a big deal to me. It saves time, essentially, for us just walking places. I think on my friend's Tekkit server, he used warp points. I didn't have that on here, so I'm like, well, shit, we got waypoints. Good enough. I don't really care. I'm gonna make you a mod. You're all my friends. Not to screw around essentially on the server. So we're not gonna cheat ourselves in, because then what's the point if you cheat yourself stuff? So it's kind of dumb. What's the whole point in playing a regular game if you're just gonna go into the cheat menu and give yourself something? So this is all legit. It only took a few weeks to do. Like I said, main reason of that is the Darkcraft stuff, having that stuff so early. But in the end, it's a little cheaty, but in the end, not really when you think about it, because all it does is save time, because you could get diamonds and kill monsters and get more experience and enchant and hope you get the fortune enchant and hope you get the looting enchant or repair and all that kind of stuff. And all it is just a crapshoot. Well, this stuff, you just choose what you wanted and you got it. So it's just a massive time saver, so we're able to get the stuff a lot quicker. One of the other mods I'm hoping for in a future pack, or maybe on the Minecraft pack, because I know it's not in the monster pack, is GregTech. That mod in particular was cool because it made things difficult. It took a while for you to get to the ultimate hybrid panels. You needed to save up the UU matter. You needed to get the iridium. You needed to find the iridium. You needed to generate a massive amount of power to get the UU matter and everything, especially with the solar panel change. So I'm hoping the mod makers come to some sort of agreement. I know there's something going on with Tinker's Construct and GregTech that don't really play nice together. There's, with GregTech overriding some designs and recipes, and Tinker's Construct doing, conflicting with that. There's conflicts with every mod, so it's just a matter of finding the right balance in configurations and patterns and recipes and everything to make things happy, which I'm hopeful that they will come to, because they are both really cool mods in their own right. So I hope they can come together in the next Minecraft pack, hopefully. Anyway, that's all she wrote, guys. There's not much here, but hopefully you guys can give me a couple thoughts. Leave a like if you liked the video. So let me know, and I will see you in my next Feed the Beast server video. Thanks, guys. See ya. Bye.